Okay, so this is part B of the question I gave you. It's a simultaneous equation, but one of them is linear and the other one is quadratic, so it's a bit longer than your normal simultaneous equations. So I'm going to show you how to do them and step by step, and you should be fine. So step 1 is to rearrange the linear one to get either x or y on its own. So I'm going to say y is equal to 7 minus x. You could have said x is equal to 7 minus y. It doesn't matter. Once you get either one on its own, you can then solve for the other. So now that I have this on its own, I'm going to sub this in up here. Okay? So if y is equal to that, I can sub this in instead of y. So that's going to become x squared plus 7 minus x squared equals 25. So what does squared mean? It means multiply by itself. So we have to expand that out into double brackets. And don't forget to bring down your 25 and x squared. So now we just multiply this out. So this is going to become x squared. Now the way you would have been taught was to bring out the first part, in this case the 7, and multiply it by the 7 minus x, and then bring out the second part and also multiply the 7 minus x. So your x squared is grand. 7 multiplied by 7 is 49. 7 by minus x is minus 7x. Minus 7 by 7, again minus 7x, and then minus by minus is plus. X by x is x squared, and that equals 25. So now we simplify. We take our x squared here and another x squared here, which gives us 2x squared. Then we've got minus 7x minus another 7x, that gives us minus 14x, plus our 49, bring over the 25 to become minus 25, and that's all equal to 0. And we can simplify that even further, because plus 49 minus 25 gives us 24. Okay, so the next step then is, if you see a quadratic trinomial which has the 3 parts, so your squared, your x, and your 24, what you need to do is solve for x. If it's complicated, you can use the minus b formula, and if it isn't, you can use your double brackets. So I can see an easy way here to simplify this even further, because if you have 2x squared and you divide it by 2, that's going to just give you x on its own, and these both also divide by 2, so I'm going to divide the whole line by 2, which gives me x squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. And now I can really easily do my double brackets where I have x and x. So we need to think of all the factors of 12. So 1 by 12, 2 by 6, and 3 by 4. Now we need to pick the two numbers that when added or subtracted give us 7, because we've 7x. So obviously these won't do, and we need to pick 3 and 4. So we know 3 and 4 are our numbers. This sign here tells us, because it's positive, it tells us that the two signs are the same. But this is negative, so this tells us that the two signs are negative, and that is equal to 0. So x minus 3 multiplied by x minus 4 is equal to 0. So in order to get our two values for x, if x minus 3 is 0, then x has to be equal to 3. And if x minus 4 is equal to 0, then x must be equal to 4. Yeah? So the next step then after that is to sub it back in to this equation here to find out what y is, because we know y equals 7 minus x. So we sub our 3 in here. So when x is 3, y is equal to 7 minus 3, so therefore y is equal to 4. In this case, y is equal to 7 minus 4, so y is equal to 3. So then the overall answer is going to be, you're left with two coordinates. X is 3 and y is 4, so you can write it like this, 3, 4. And when x is 4, y is 3. So you have 4, 3. Okay, and they're your two coordinates. and they're your two values for x and your two values for y for this equation here. And if you look at it, x plus y equals 7, 3 plus 4 equals 7, or 4 plus 3 equals 7. So both of them satisfy. As well, if you wanted to go back and check here, you have 3 squared, which is 9, plus 4 squared, which is 16, and 9 plus 16 is 25. Or equally, 4 squared here plus 3 squared will give you 16 plus 9 is also 25. So we know that they're the two values for x and they're the two values for y. It satisfies both these equations, and we've shown all our work.